There are many documented UFO shapes throughout history. But over time, we found that some forms are rarer than the others. We have talked in previous videos about a rare type of UFOs, the crescent-shaped UFOs. The crescent-shaped UFOs appeared in many different places at different times, and twice on Google Maps. A sighting of a crescent-shaped UFO during sunset in Norfolk, England on June 21st, has garnered attention from UFO enthusiasts and skeptics alike. The photograph, taken by a Haverhill man as a holiday snapshot, has been described as the best UFO picture that's ever been taken by his cousin Andrew Leach. The crescent-shaped UFO photo captures a sunset over the Norfolk coast, with a small object visible in the sky. The object appears to be disc-shaped, with a bright glow emanating from it. According to Leach, the object may be a UFO carrying intelligent life, with a wormhole visible in the upper left of the image. The sighting occurred during the summer solstice, shortly after 9 p.m. Sunset is a common time for UFO sightings, as the position of the sun can make UFO cloaks more vulnerable to detection. The digital camera used to capture the image may have been more precise than the human eye in detecting the object. The release of the photograph coincided with a £64 million project to search for intelligent life, backed by Cambridge physicist Professor Stephen Hawking. While the photograph has yet to be officially analyzed, it has generated significant interest and speculation among UFO enthusiasts and skeptics alike. The sighting of a possible UFO during sunrise has been reported by an individual who wishes to remain anonymous. The photographer has shared a sequence of 3 photos, with the second photo showing an object, and the third photo showing what appears to be a hole punched through the clouds above. The individual did not notice the object at the time and was simply taking photos of the clouds. They are curious as to what the object might be, and have shared the photos in the hopes of getting some answers or clues. The object in the photos appears to be disc-shaped with a wider bottom than top. There is no visible metal sheen, and the sun is directly behind it, creating a bright glow around the object. The individual is more astounded by this object than the one captured in the Norfolk sunset photo, as the light shining from it onto the clouds is particularly amazing. While it is unclear what the object in the photos might be, it is always important to approach any sighting with a critical eye and consider all possible explanations before jumping to conclusions. It may be helpful for the individual to seek out expert analysis or consultation to determine what they may have captured. On October 16, 2020, an unidentified flying object, UFO, was sighted in the skies over New Jersey and New York. The object appeared to be flying at a low altitude near the tops of trees, and was described as possibly cigar-shaped, with a large central light that flashed constantly in the middle. On either side of the UFO were a pair of small lights and one orange light, that also flashed regularly on the right side of the object, resembling the lights of ordinary planes. Upon further review of the footage, some observers noted that the UFO may not be cigar-shaped, but rather crescent-shaped with a small angle of curvature. This shape is reminiscent of the UFO described by civilian pilot Kenneth Arnold after the summer of 1947 on June 24. On November 6, 2020, an unidentified flying object was spotted in the skies over Bogotá, Colombia. The object appeared to be flying at a relatively high altitude in the sky, and was described as crescent-shaped, similar to the UFO that appeared in 1947. The object had a large central light in the middle, but it was unclear from the footage whether it contained side lights, or not due to the high altitude of the object. On September 4, 2013, Ocean City, New Jersey, 4:10 p.m. A similar picture of an unidentified flying object has been captured on Google Maps. The photo shows an unidentified flying object whose shape is identical to the previous cases and also contains a large central light that was photographed near the sun. The explanations came to the fact that it is just a reflection of sunlight on the lenses of the cameras used in photography, and the angle of this object, given that it is in the form of a crescent, is less than the angle of the previous crescent shape that appears in the previous sightings. I do not think that the mere reflection of light on the camera lenses will draw a shape that is identical to this extent with the previous cases, and the image does not indicate the use of any editing programs, or contain any manipulation. Some will say that the unknown flying object that appeared in the previous cases was black in color, but in this case, it is pink. In the first case in New Jersey in 2020, eyewitnesses reported that the UFO had transformed into a halo of light before taking off and disappearing into the sky. Also, this color may be the result of one of the camouflaging processes that the unidentified flying object uses to hide in the sky from the public eye. In April 2015, a similar UFO image was taken in Hunts Point, New York, on Google Maps near the sun as well, in which case a halo of light appears around the UFO clearly. Based on the testimony of witnesses in the first case as well, that the unidentified flying object turned into a halo of light before taking off and disappearing completely in the sky. This photo may be clear evidence of the correctness of their talk. In this case, it is likely that the unidentified flying object that appeared in all cases is the same object with different heights in the sky and different state of its readiness to take off, if it is true to say. The idea of UFOs has been around for centuries, but only recently has it become a topic of serious scientific study. While the exact nature of UFOs remains unclear, there is a growing body of evidence that suggests that they may be real and potentially even extraterrestrial in origin. As such, understanding the role and potential implications of UFOs is an important part of our understanding of the universe and our place in it.
Jean-Marc Bisson was only 16 years old when he witnessed an extraordinary event from the window of his residence in Chantereine, France. It was the year 1973, and the world was still grappling with the mysteries of the universe. But little did Jean-Marc know that he was about to witness something that would change his life forever. It was a quiet evening, and Jean-Marc was sitting in his room, reading a book when he suddenly heard the mewings of his she-cat. Curious, he got up and walked towards the window to see what was happening outside. And that's when he saw it, a strange gleam in the sky, coming from the southeast and heading towards the northeast. Jean-Marc was intrigued. He had never seen anything like it before. He watched as the gleam grew brighter and larger, and he felt a sense of excitement and fear at the same time. But he knew he had to capture it on camera, so he grabbed his Kodak Instamatic camera and started taking pictures. The largest of the gleams he saw had an apparent diameter equivalent to that of the moon for its central part. It was a flying saucer, illuminated with light emissions that seemed to be on fire. It was as if the chariots of fire had come down from the sky. As Jean-Marc watched in awe, the flying saucer moved silently and gracefully through the sky, defying all laws of aerodynamics. It was as if it was designed with intelligent design and technology far beyond anything humans could comprehend. For several minutes, Jean-Marc watched as the flying saucer made its way across the sky, before disappearing into the night. He knew what he had seen was real, and he was determined to share his experience with the world. He showed his pictures to his family and friends, and soon the news of the UFO sighting in Chantereine spread like wildfire. People came from far and wide to see the photographs and hear Jean-Marc's story. Scientists and researchers analyzed the pictures, trying to find an explanation for what he had seen. But even after all these years, the mystery of the flying saucer in Chantereine remains unsolved. Some believe it was an extraterrestrial spacecraft, while others think it was a top-secret military aircraft. But one thing is for sure, Jean-Marc's experience has left an indelible mark on his life, and he will never forget that fateful night in 1973, when he witnessed something truly extraordinary.